All right. It is time as we come to our amazing adventure here. So, our Planescapians, our glitches, few and proud, after saving alcohol for all the planes, have been recruited uh, to explore a uncharted planet that has simply come into existence in the last 2 months, is absolutely cut off from magics that would make travel fast, and thus is only available by ship. So, our brave heroes decided that after negotiating the cost and a ship, getting themselves the one with the biggest cannon, meaning this basically the ship, they've uh, decided to leave and go through the protective asteroid belt that surrounds the Outlands itself. Uh, Thus being assaulted by asteroid insectoid creatures known as wormhole spiders that had begun to try to tear their ship apart, and using everything, all their skills, were able to repel said creatures and then use their cannon to blast apart large ones that seem to try to take up what the small ones could not, as they cause the small ones to collide into each other and finally escape the asteroid belt. They are now zooming at regular speed, and now simply only need to sit in the helm to go to their 100,000 mile an hour speed that the ship is capable of. And so now upon the deck, in the wild space, the Astral Sea itself, how's Nayland looking?
Does our ship have sails?
Yes.
Okay. I think Nalen's actually been up in like the rigging of the sails, just sort of like having them support her, kind of like lying back against them. Really just enjoying the feeling of being at the sailing again. I will also say too that she's probably been hopping between there and whatever type of crow's nest might be here.
Nice.
And if anybody were to be paying attention or listening, they've probably heard like drilling sounds, clanging of metal, that kind of stuff coming from the crow's nest.
Nice. Anybody else?
At some point, maybe either probably Nayland is out on the mast. You'll all of a sudden see a small stone and a feather float up to you. And you'll hear a voice way down on the deck. Nayland, could you help with something? I'm trying to see exactly how well the inertia is maintained as we're moving. So could you hold these out at a slight, not exactly horizontal, at a slight, like 0.2 degree difference in the starting point, and let them go. And I'm going to attempt to time it so it goes down. See? Alistair is down on the deck with like paper all around him with like scribbles on it. He looks like you're not sure he's slept recently. He's just so completely enamored with everything around him.
All right, buddy, you got it. And she'll kind of chuckle to herself and try and do what Alistair's asking, even though she doesn't understand at all what he's trying to do. Damn, I wish I had brushed up on my Spelljammer source book. Because I think there's like a gravity plane,
Yeah.
right? And then gravity's reversed on either side.
Yes.
So were you to be below the plane, you would fall up instead of down.
Yes.
I do think that after she does whatever Alistair was asking of her, she would untie some of the rigging from the mast that she's been lounging on. Nothing that's gonna, mess up the sails, just, some extra lines. And she'll hop down. You want to see something really cool.
Always.
All right, now you're gonna have to trust me because this is gonna feel wild.
He just nods.
She's gonna tie the rope around Alistair, and then she's just gonna push him off the boat.
You just hear him say, "Oh, I wanted to try this. I'm glad you helped me."
Yep. And as you kind of fall, you begin to sort of bobble between the two gravity planes.
How's that gravity?
Is maze thing.
There it is. Oh, all right, wheeling it back.
I've been on ships before. I had medicine then. Could not find any before we got on this one, but I think the gravity is helping. Maybe there's less. I'm going to stop that.
Right, yeah.
Less of that.
Alistair. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
If you're having trouble with the motion, my grandma always told me that if you take a piece of ice and put it in your mouth and lie down, you'll recenter yourself.
Okay. I'll have to try that once I'm done with my notes.
You feel calm emotions come over you as PW scampers over the top of the cannon near to where you are. Whatever you do, stay away from the cannon. Be sick near it.
Alistair telepathically to PW says, "You know as well as I do, that doesn't work on stomachs. It's calm emotions, not calm digestive systems."
Yes, but I'm pretty certain all of your digestive issues come from your emotions.
Only some.
Well, I mean, it's that or sickening radiance, one or the other.
Alistair, I wouldn't question it. I feel like if we squint, this is the most altruistic thing PW's ever done. Don't question it.
That's probably very wise. But everything happened in such a whirlwind, we didn't have a chance to really get our bearings before this. This is you're used to this, yes? You've spent a lot of time out in this astral realm.
Yeah. Grew up here and never really saw myself leaving. But things change.
is currently steering the ship, and I mentioned last week what it sort of kind of started bringing her memories of, and so she's very much at peace as she has Tamagotchi next to her, and she's kind of just enjoying moving these things like Flight of the Navigator.
So, Nayland, you were born in an asteroid belt.
Oh. Well, I don't actually know. I was born in wild space. I was right off a planet. Almost like we're going to be soon.
Ooh, do you think you can see it from here?
Where I was born.
Yes.
No. No, that was some faraway place. Well, the crew picked it to make sure it was quiet. Someplace my mom could have privacy.
Not sure if that means your mother was very important or just very large.
I think actually a little demanding and needy, but we loved her, so.
You say we, did you have many siblings? Or was it more of a communal situation?
When your life's on a ship like this, everyone on it becomes your family. Biologically, it was just me. There was my mom and my dad and me. And then we had the crew. And that was our family.
Must be hard if whoever is, at the helm can hear, and then PW's gonna lean down and whisper to the gang, "Everything you say."
Did you say that too?
The cannon, which I know you can hear me through.
Oh. Wow.
That does beg a question. We say we were far from where that is. Forgive me, having never been here, though it is more familiar than I'd like it to be for reasons that are less than comfortable for me. But does movement work normally here versus on the Outlands, where we would walk for days to move 5 inches?
It's a lot closer to the Outlands, actually, if I'm being honest. I mean, well, I think I could probably explain this to you. Probably. When you're traveling, it's like cross-dimensional. So, and she goes into she'll take out a piece of paper and demonstrate, here's 2D, but then once you introduce 3D, then you can go from here to here, but the people on 2D, it's it doesn't make any sense because you're traveling over here. And
he'll start drawing with you to understand. And then if we assume a 4th dimension, it's going to look like this.
Exactly. And then when you consider that time is a plane and not even a vector, oh man, it opens up a whole world of possibility.
I've told them for years that the standard Euclidean mathematics doesn't work once you expand beyond are where we are. But no, Professor Ward, he's the crazy one. He's the one who's been getting into the stash of whiskey underneath his desk. Of course. It's not how I want it to be proven correct, but also.
It's curious being back at something about the astral. It's in our blood, I almost feel like I've never left, but well, I know Kelly's been gone a long time. Longer than I have. I wonder what it's like for her.
Kelly's got a big smile on her face as she's steering the ship.
You know, Alistair. You know, Alistair, we could always go back and visit your old teaching institution. Peter's caressing a cannonball while he's talking. Really show them how you've grown as a person and as a teacher. Really, as an educator, truly.
There are people I like there.
Indeed, and those you can warn from, further distance.
All right. So I got you and your crew moving now. I believe you've entered into the max speed of 100. Oh, it's 100,000 miles a day is what it is. So it's
Gauge the hyperdrive.
yeah. Kelly at the helm, so nothing will go wrong.
Just let me know if you want a break.
Oh yeah, we should have a schedule.
So you'd hear light squeaks into the night as PW was polishing the cannon and the balls.
Nice. Anything else that you wanted to?
These rooms downstairs remind me. Is it on the sheet? As far as how many? What's the quarters situation?
Where is the sheet?
I added you.
I found it. Thank you. I just saw it when I asked.
Just like, where's this old thing that met? And then too, because it showed the gravity plane and all those fun things.
Well, we could probably need to start, setting up the pantry and the mess hall.
PW will be sleeping in the cannon deck.
I'm pretty sure. I'm looking for the name was amazing. I'm looking for the name. We have a chef on board.
Stefan.
Stefan, that's what it is. We do have this chef.
Stefan Siegel.
Yes.
Yes.
Stefan Siegel.
I've made an array of snacks for everyone to enjoy.
Filbert is actually a sailor. Filbert spends his time like swabbing the deck and doing that sort of thing, and he does it so slowly that by the time he finishes, it's time to go back and start again. So he's just
what a guy.
perpetually doing that.
Stefano's been handing out fruit waters.
All right. So going quick, then. So Kelly can't leave her chair. That's the big thing. As long as the ship's moving like that. And so, but getting all the quarters in, getting familiar. Any scenes anybody wants to do? Alright. And Kelly, as you are sitting, let's put it this way: where is everybody during when the ship's moving quickly via the helm here? Where's everybody on the ship?
Cannon adjacent.
I do think Alistair is often up on the deck. Jokes aside about doing like high school level science experiments, I do think that he is keenly observing everything around him, trying to take it all in and get a sense of where this all fits into the structure of the multiverse and all of that. And probably, as we kind of established last time, doing that partially to distract himself as the voices have gotten louder.
Indeed. So let me duck.
Are Alistair's nightmares worse?
I don't know, because the nightmares were actually all about things that happened in his previous life. So I don't know if they would actually be worse. They might be more grainy and staticky. Let's see. Let's find an actual spot for him. So that's the helm.
Yeah, and incidentally, I've started the D&D maps. Robin.
Oh, okay.
Just completely for unrelated reasons.
You know, whatever. Because it does have the full ship on there, and you can.
Sorry, and I missed it. Just how much time has passed since the last fight we had? Would it have been a long rest, or has it only been like a short rest?
Oh, you can have taken at least 24 hours here and had your long rest.
Okay.
Because it's just getting used to it, looking around, and you see, again, stars going by very quickly. Nayland, you recognize this bit of wild space called Dead Space.
Oh.
Look around this. There's a central black sun that sucks in everything around it. It's known as Dead Space because it's only a matter of time before everything in this area is devoured by the sun at the very center. And there are 9 moons. There's various things about these moons. One of more interesting ones is that the one is filled with entirely populated, heavily populated by Tarrasques. And many theorize that this is where all are born and find their way throughout the multiverse as they feed upon other creatures.
Oh, that reminds me of Terry. I hope he's doing okay down there in the demon webs.
So, the sun, so this is Doom Space. The sun is known as the Eye of Doom. And Arun is the moon that's home to the rampaging Tarrasques. You can see from now that there's the moon Gavak, dotted with sheer mountains that house families of Aarakocra. There's a known sanctuary for Gorgons and Hydras.
Everything Matt is saying is coming out of Nayland's mouth. Gorgons and Hydras.
I mean, we could always bring Terry back. He'd probably would love it here. Look at all these places he can play.
And Kelly, give me a perception check.
Does Kelly? Did Kelly have a long rest with everybody else, or is she?
Yeah, I'm going to assume you all... Yeah.
All right.
We forced a drunk miner to work through the night.
Because you can use I think it's an action to change the chair's attunement.
Yeah.
So it's easy enough to accomplish that.
26.
Okay. Coming around you, you see in front of you approaching something. It's odd. brightly colored wagons that hold up enormous tents, like circus tents. And there's many, maybe 15. And even with that, you hear music blasting through space.
Alistair looks up from his notebook. Oh, I've had this nightmare too.
Yeah, I have too.
They say it's common.
I'm gonna put the NPC on the wheel here for a second.
As long as they have spellcasting. Because they need spellcasting to do it.
All right.
The bear took the wheel.
They don't have spell casting.
Well, they're going to take the wheel. They just can't take the helm.
Oh, they can't take the helm. Okay, never mind.
So yeah. So if you're going to steer by thought, someone has to sit there who has spellcasting.
But you can speak.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, and you can speak as if you're from any part of the ship.
Oh.
From when you're on the helm.
Hello, everyone.
They just come from every object around
No,
it.
not every part of the ship.
What
any
you
part
doing
of
in
the
the
ship.
shower, guys?
Boom, boom. This is your captain speaking.
What is that?
So this area of space is pretty great.
I mean, Naylin will try and take a look and see what Kelly's pointing to.
Okay. Nailin.
Shit, space clowns.
There you go.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you, Nailin, if you want to take some exposition.
They're clowns in space. They've got ray guns. And they're freaking crazy. That's all I got.
Almost as if in Q, some of the tent flaps open and you see large laser cannons. And around you do indeed see painted faces of clowns go, dinner! With sharp teeth that come out. And Alien, you know, these are, of course, the things that cause so many creatures in so many worlds to fear clowns. They are the originators, humans that long ago followed a god of revelry who betrayed them and changed them into these horrifying fiends. And now, having God in space times long ago traverse the wild space.
Everything Matt just said came out of Naylin's mouth.
I'm starting to wish we had brought more cannonballs.
I told you from the start.
I know you did. The good bald tabaxi captain did not say anything about devil clowns with laser guns.
There's probably a lot of things they didn't tell us about.
Okay, so as this begins, their guns are firing up. I do need, so I gave a little space combat sheet there in the Discord.
Whoa.
All right.
Oh, it's the span stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So, talks about rate of fate, so I don't ignore that. But there's just some simple ship combat rules that these currently are within 6 span of you. And that's just an easy way to think of it, as opposed to this many And then you can see your options there. Now, the way it works is any character can take any of the ship combat actions on their turn. Or you can take any of your abilities or your standard actions.
Okay. So just so that I've got this, we're at span 6,
Yes.
which does mean that if we tried any of our like normal personal actions, like our normal character actions, they're at disadvantage.
Right.
Cool.
Well, so at 6, you're at 6+, so only the siege weapons have the range.
Oh, they're at 6+. Okay.
Well, they're at 6. So once you get into 5, then you have disadvantage.
Okay.
Like, so,
Our cannon is a siege weapon, though, isn't it?
correct.
Yes.
As are, I think your other weapons too, the mangonels and whatnot. So that's what their ships are equipped with siege weapons. They don't have tiny weapons.
And so did we, apologies, because I think this came up last time, I'm not remembering. What is the number of people / number of turns it takes to fire the cannon?
It's supposed to be 4, and I'm not sure if it's just 4 actions or.
Yeah, it's 4 actions
Okay.
to fire the siege one. So the return fire here would be your regular ones, not the big cannon.
Okay.
Because you basically getting the crew. So, but remember, you can definitely direct some of your peeps to do that. So if you put 4 of your whatever on there, so that's kind of how all that works. All right, so with this, let me do initiative. One sec here. Perfect. So
Do we have
Alright.
2 polar bears?
I only see 1 on there.
Maybe I should refresh.
2 what? Sorry.
Oh, I guess there is 2 on
Yeah,
there
there
for
are,
some
two, there
reason.
are 2 polar bears at the moment. Wow, is my initiative that bad?
Yes, your initiative is 10. All right. So as they fire up their cannons, Kelly, you get to go first.
All right. My action will be to try to steer the vessel so that I'm reading it, but it's that like a what's it called? I'm sorry.
Sounds like you might be wanting to do defend.
Yeah. That's what I want to do.
Perfect.
I'll use my action to defend, and bonus action will be, let's see, where's Polar Bear? All right, I'm going to send Polar Bear down to, if he can make it, I'm going to send him down to the cannon so he can use his bonus action help.
Okay. Very cool. So, all right, so you're steering on there, and and the defenses begin to glow, make it harder for the ships to attack. Which at this point, they do attack. Remind me of your ship's AC, please.
Let's see.
150 tons.
I don't see it. Oh, wait, hold on. Bombard. AC 15, 300 hit points.
Wow. All right, Callie, thanks for your defenses. Only one of the laser cannons hits.
Okay.
As 9 other bolts just bounce off.
All right, that's my
Very
turn.
good. You canceled a lot of the attacks, but one that does hit comes in at 35 force damage, targeting the cannon. As this hits, the energy splits off into several, specifically 10, what seem to be small orbs that go various places around the ship and then turn into small portals through which each walks this painted-faced individual, each one differing sizes and shapes and features, some long and short, some incredibly tall and thin. Space clowns pointing their lasers ready for battle. So here we go. I'll reveal my space clowns.
That was horrifying.
Okay. Thusly. All right. Some of the space guns are going to run along the cannon. So I'm going to process this group of 4 over here that are going to fire upon Perilous Weaver.
One of the skulls floating around my head will intervene between the two of us, giving me resistance to whatever the damage type is.
Between you and the one.
Yeah, whichever hit came first.
Okay. So as they walk, you hear the squeaking shoes as they are coming in, taking out their ring.
Move your ghastly selves from my cannon!
And attacking. So I'm going to do the 3 up top. Oh, did not do it. Let's try that again. That's funny. My digital dice are not rolling for some reason. It's showing up on anyone else's game log.
Yeah, I think I've been seeing.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, it's on 19 and 18.
19 and 18, yeah.
I'm refreshing. That works. There we go. Now I see things correctly. All right, so 19, 18. Those hit PW.
The head that moves to make me resistant instead turns into shield.
So those do not hit Portia. I would do the other, another one. looks like that'll miss. And then finally, the one near you tries to grab your hand with their hand buzzer.
Not their hand buzzer.
Another 15. So, I believe your AC takes care of all of that.
As they attempt to grab me with their hand, I smack their hand away.
Amazing. And they just start laughing maniacally at this. Sorry, I had to make a few more of these visible. There we go. Now I think they're all visible. All right, very good. With that, all right, and he left PW all by himself down here. Where's Neil? Is she below decks?
She was right underneath the. She's on one of the top decks.
Oh, okay. I see her now. Okay, perfect.
Also,
Okay.
Stefan is here. Which
Then,
is not canon.
Tamagotchi should be there too.
Okay. Where should
Audio
Tamagotchi be?
I show him next to the Space Clown F.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. That's what I had too. So make sure we're in the same thing. Okay. So with that, one Space Clown fires upon Adios. The other fires upon Tamagotchi. With the squeak here. That is a 16 to Adios.
Oh, that hits.
And an 18 to Tamagotchi.
That'll hit.
Okay, so first we'll start with Adios. That is 11 psychic damage. Then to Tamagotchi, that is 9 psychic damage. As you see their eyes go multicolored as the beams hit, and they begin to laugh at the frightening clowns. Then up top, Space Clown H and G turn their guns and fire as each of them first put out this thing that says bang before a green ray shoots towards Nayland. Got natural 20.
Ooh! Shield.
Oh.
Does that save me?
Shield does not help a natural 20.
Okay.
It's very pretty as it's shot through.
Because natural 20 is one of the ones that do automatically hit.
Gotcha.
Can't
Got it.
out them. Because crits are auto hits, basically.
Got it.
But the other one misses, so just that one. So that is a total of 15 psychic damage.
Oh, you fucks.
You remember this horror as I do need a wisdom save.
Is this to avoid the charmed condition?
It is not.
Okay. My God. 8.
8. Decent late, and I'm going to read you the effect. You get to, I want you to describe to everybody what it's like inside Nayland's head. On a failed save, the target perceives everything it sees or hears as hilariously funny, and is incapacitated for 1 minute. The target can repeat the save at the end of each of their turns, ending on a success.
Nayland is up here alone with Rosie, who is a purple jelly slug camel. I need everybody to understand that this is an alien creature. And Rosie is there looking very concerned. And Nayland just turns around and there's this oopy goopy purple thing. And she loses it. Because that's ridiculous.
I love it. And with that, one Space Clown up at top is going to go ahead and fire at Alistair
Okay.
for a dirty 20.
Yeah, it hits.
All right, another wisdom save and 7 psychic damage.
So that's going to be halved because Alistair is resistant to psychic.
Ooh. So the blast comes out, and the tormenting laughter of the clowns is laughable
Yeah,
next to what you've been
basically.
through. You know,
Basically.
you're like, seriously? Seriously? I've seen true horror.
I still do the wisdom save, right?
You do have to do the wisdom
Okay.
save.
And it's not a spell, right?
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
They're just ray guns are hilarious.
Gotcha. All right. I mean, they kind of are.
Yeah, so they're squeaking. Ha 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 ha!
That is a 18.
That makes it.
Okay.
And then the one by Kelly tries to grab Kelly with their shocking hand. With a hand buzzer for a dirty 20.
Yep.
All right. Your body's riddled for 19 lightning damage.
All right.
All right. It's all my space clowns. And, oops. Go to Naylan.
Do you want me to delete and then add the pets so that they're not in the initiative tracker?
I can. Is Damsel one of them?
Yeah.
I can just remove them.
Okay, and then Rosie and Adios are ones as well.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take everyone's little, because they all go after your turn. So if you're controlling one. So I don't need them on here.
All right, so I'm laughing.
You're incapacitated and laughing, yes.
All right, is there any, so there's no actions that I have.
Correct. You do not have actions, you have movement.
Oh, okay. All right.
Then you save at the end.
Right. Well, do I want to go anywhere? Now, one of these, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm laughing at Rosie and I'm like, in my laughter, I'm like, you follow me. We're going this way. And I'm going to try and get myself to the deck that the cannon is on.
So you can essentially fall off, or you can go down the stairs.
Okay, I would like to go down the stairs.
Okay.
But, okay. Let me look up which of these stairs is the stairs that I want.
It would be the center stairs.
All right, great. So, okay, I'm just gonna go. I have 40 feet of movement, so I'm just gonna do it.
Yep. Then you go down to the center.
Great, like here.
I think all the way back, basically. There you go.
All right,
Well,
beautiful.
Sort of that, and then you can keep going down those stairs.
Alrighty, so. I'm gonna wait here for now. Let's see. Adios is gonna move themselves here. Dodge action. Rosie is gonna come with me. Dodge action. I will try and repeat my save if I can.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, 19.
19! It's not funny anymore.
You sons of bitches. I take out my weapon and growl. And for our sidekicks, how do they work? They go right now?
Yes.
All right, great. My sidekick, who was in the mess room, is going to try and come up to where all the action is happening. Let's see. All right, 30 feet of movement. Okay, and so, all right, let's see. Okay, to cannon deck, those are the steps that I need to take. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. Oh, they've got actions.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do. And special.
All right.
ability.
Great.
And then, Jackie, did you have one ready to go, or can you?
Do I have one ready to go? You mean a sidekick?
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay.
I have some ideas, but I'm gonna have to think real hard about it.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I wasn't like taking one away from you. That's all.
All right. Just gonna dash because there's nobody that they can see right now. So, 10, 15. All right, and they're gonna be up here.
Very cool. So they're coming up, seeing the Space Clown invasion.
It is so all that tinkering noise that you heard from the crow's nest was Naylin finding some scraps of metal and little bits and bobs, and she realizes that she thinks that these are some remains of an auto gnome that are like these creatures from outer space or whatever. Gnomes, they made them as little servants, but sometimes they can go haywire and all they want to do is protect kids. But she thinks she can reprogram this one, so she's reprogrammed this little auto gnome, put it back together, and it's here to help and heal people, and it's a healer.
Is this an automated garden gnome? Is that what this is? Is this
Everything but the hat.
That's a shit. I like the hat.
Well, we got work to do. Maybe we'll get a hat. Maybe one of these clowns has got a hat. All right, that's it.
All right. The Perilous Weaver.
I believe we will turn one of these clowns into a hat. Look around, freaking surrounded by clowns at this moment. Look around at all of the garishly white pasty faces.
Yes.
You know the best part of the carnival is the end, when the lights come up and you can see the clowns for what they really are, on fire, as he sickening radiance is right on top of himself. And you can see a flare out of his purple eye as he spends a sorcery point to do so carefully. So he excludes allies in its sickening radiance.
Very nice. What's the radius on that?
I am crafting it now.
Oh, okay.
30-foot radius.
There it is.
Now the light pours over with a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Indeed. And I'll tell you, I think you can. Yeah, if you just go right there, you get the ones above too.
Whoa.
Sweet. Here for it.
Cool. I just did a little art department work, which goes, if you just. Okay, is that on your turn or right now?
That is a good question. I feel like I should have remembered it from last time. It is... Creature moves into the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Okay.
So either of those two things.
Cool. So it's going to start their turn.
Yeah, and then PW is going to disappear in space as he reappears back over here by Naylin, which is, I believe, within 30 feet. 30 feet's right there, so right to here near Rosie.
Nice.
With a bonus action. So,
This moves after the radiance is up.
yep, exit stage left. I reappear at the back. Stefan, do your job and whatnot. And PW crouches behind the deck. With Stefan, who is out at the cannon holding a tray with fruit waters. Delivering. Can't believe all these clowns coming onto my ship. Guess I'll have to take care of business. He pulls a small paring knife out and hurls the fruit drinks at the clowns and uses his serving tray as a shield as he lashes out with a, I think it's +8.
Nice.
8.
So is he going to climb onto the cannon and fight Clown B?
For a 21.
Nice. That definitely hits.
Nice. Okay, so his is a, what is that? 1d8 plus 4. Or 1d10. Okay, 1d10 plus 4. Ooh, that's a d100. Oh, it's almost 9. So 9 slashing damage on the first attack. And he swings at the second time. 8 plus 19 for 27. Whew. Do another d10. Plus 4. Oof. Only 7 slashing damage.
Okay. All right.
Oh, actually, apologies. That was a 19. That is actually a crit because he has improved critical.
Nice.
So you see this paring knife lashes out one after the other.
Yeah. As it does, like a mixture of fart noises and gas come out of this creature.
14. So an extra 14.
All right.
I don't like your disrespectful jokes. Stab, stab, stab. And then he is in a terrible position, but that's kind of that's where he's gonna be.
Alistair.
Okay. So, fun as it is to have this PW and this Alistair both here at the same time, it does mean PW literally just did what I was going to do. But I am scrambling to figure out what to do.
Fair enough. We've
Double radiance. Yeah.
we're being patient.
So,
Yeah.
looking at, let's see. Okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. Can my actually no, that should be fine. Let me make a cone real quick. Make sure. Yeah. Beans. No, I think Alistair is going to turn to the clowns that fired at him and is gonna say something along the lines of, "That's not nearly as scary as it could be. And I'm feeling a little not great again." And he opens his mouth and a cone of cold comes out.
Ooh, very nice.
That's going to get, and I'm using a sorcery point for careful casting so as not to hit Kelly.
Nice.
But we will hit both of the ones on our deck with a cone of cold.
You got it.
And
Those are con saves.
yeah, and I am going to do my empowering to re-roll some of those because I got 2 ones on that. And that is not good. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay, that's going to be better. Okay.
Okay, so you got 21 and a 4.
Okay, so the one that failed is taking 39 cold damage. The one that passed takes half.
Okay, so 19. Then I here get 39.
And remind myself to...
Yeah. I'm very bloodied from that.
Okay. Ooh. Which, can I tell which one is very bloodied?
Yes, that would be I. So as the cold gets on there, their skins begin to crack, and as the makeup shatters, you can see all types of what look like tiny evil clowns, kind of manning what's like this robotic outer shell. It's like, oh no!
Well, that's just not great. He's going to let's see. He's going to bonus action try to telekinetic shove. That one, well, it's not really a point in doing any of that. Okay, that's going to be it for Alistair. Filbert is up on that deck with him.
Yes.
Filbert, who only now has responded to what is going on as he looks around very slowly with his mop. His eyes go a little wide as he sees the one trying to, them attacking Kelly. And all of a sudden, way faster than anyone can see, he gets over here, pulls out a short sword, and takes 2 attacks on that one.
Nice.
So let me get his stat block up so I know what he is doing.
All right, are they doing anything that would prevent the attack of opportunity from over there? It went by Jay there.
Did he? Okay. Does he not have? No, they don't have uncanny stuff. I don't.
Okay, that's a 15 to hit.
That misses actually.
Here we go. Continue.
17 AC.
Nice.
So, okay. So first attack. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Is 6 plus 5. So that is 8 piercing damage.
Oof. All right, you skewer some of the smaller clowns. No!
Take another swing. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
That is a 11 damage.
Very good. And as you do that, the clowns inside begin shrieking, and one runs over and hits a red button. And at that point, the form that's left of this clown begins to expand and pop like a balloon as this black ichor pours over Filbert for a dex saving throw.
Okay, cool. He does have evasion. So,
So if he makes it, then he's
well, no, it just means less damage depending on, regardless. So let me do the dex save.
Or yeah,
That is a 25.
Indeed. So that would be no damage with
No damage.
evasion. Hits the deck as it.
He literally like rolls out of the way on his shell.
Anything else?
That's it. I don't think he even has bonus actions.
Kelly!
All right. Let's see. So, I have to refresh. All right. So there's Clown J. And how far away are H and G? Well, I guess I have a thing. Hold on. Not great. But, well, that's not gonna matter. Okay. Let's see the other one real quick.
So H and G from each other.
No, I'm looking at them from me. They're like 40. Okay. So, whoop.
Yeah, they'd be about 30 feet from you.
Okay. In that case, whoop. I gotta click the right thing. Okay. I will take my I take out my fencing sword and I reel it back and try to stab it into Space Clown J.
Very nice.
Uh, 14.
That hits.
Ooh. All right. Does 11 magical slashing, and then I will use the Nick property to shoot with my crossbow because of crossbow expert, and I'm gonna shoot it at the same one.
Okay.
All right. That's a dirty 20.
Indeed, it hits.
Yeah, that will do 10 piercing, magical. And then
See strawberry syrup pour from its wounds.
I will try to stab it again. So that is 28 to hit
Nice.
with the scimitar, and that's 11 slashing and magical. And then those are my 2 turns. I'm going to bonus action. Look at my little guy here, and he is going to bonus action attack the clown F. So let's see. That is a 24 to hit,
Indeed.
and that does 9 slashing.
All right.
And
So
that
Boz
is
comes down,
everything.
ripping their, ruining their makeup.
that's all.
Okay, Sickening Radiance. What's that save?
It is a DC 17 Constitution save.
All right, they're gonna share the save among the clowns, and it is a 3.
Nice. Nice.
So what happens?
They all take 24 radiant damage, level of exhaustion, and they emit green light. In a 5-foot radius.
Excellent. All right, Kelly, the one in front of you suddenly expands and pops like a balloon,
All right.
covering you with its awful insides. So, deck save, please.
Hey. Oh, not one.
Okay. That will be 15 acid damage
All right.
as it goes pop. Let me continue with the awfulness. For it's radiant, and then what was the secondary effect if there was one of sickening?
If they can take a level of exhaustion, they take a level of exhaustion.
That's right.
And then they emit greenish light in a 5-foot radius.
Perfect.
Meaning they can't go invisible.
Excellent. So they all do that as they feel like we don't feel so good.
Yes, perhaps you should not consume food in a tent where animals shit.
Okay, so with that, so they all will have -2s. So I've got 2. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I want to say the cannon. We're gonna do a blast and a shock at Tamagotchi. So first things first is the shock at Tamagotchi for 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
All right, they grab their shocker onto them. 16 lightning damage. Riddles them. This next one fires down for a dirty 20.
Yep.
And that is a 6 psychic damage. All right, and we've got these other 2 that are gonna do a shock and a fire at Stefan Siegel. And
Stefan Siegel is very quick, so
yes. That's a nat 20.
he's not that quick. He has a 21, but
That is 14 psychic damage and a wisdom save for the seagull.
ooh, yikes! This is not great. Let's see.
I think on principle, Stefan Siegel should not be made to laugh. So I'm not sure he's capable of laughing.
It is 17 plus 18.
18. He resists the laughter like he should. And the one he's been stabbing goes to try to get a shock in for only 10. And all right. Down below, we're gonna have a ray gun shot at Norman
Oh boy.
for 21 to hit.
Yep.
8 psychic and a wisdom save.
Okie dokie. Wisdom save is 17.
Good to go. And a ray gun at Adios. Boy, miss.
Okay, great. And dodged as well.
Okay, cool. And then let's see here. The way this is, they're there. So, yep, they're gonna shoot down. Or yeah, actually. They're going to come on up. So this one comes here. This one's going to come essentially right here. For a shot at Kelly and a shot at Alistair. So to Kelly is 14.
Miss.
To Alistair is 6.
Wow. A portal almost opened up to block it, and then the tentacles just like, really? Really? He's got like no AC, really?
Yeah, you can see there. It's like, and if you like, especially to Kelly, it's like they go to fire and then they give a really like putrid burp from the sickening powers of PW. It just goes off. So radiance exhaustion is killing their dice rolls over here. And we'll go to Naylin.
All right, you guys want a show? And she will flip her collar, and a big explosion of psychedelic light erupts, and I need in a 60-foot radius sphere all the clowns to make a dex save. DC
Nice.
17.
And you get to choose enemy and foe.
Yeah, it's
friend.
anyone of my choice.
Okay, that is the whole ship in a 60-foot radius sphere.
Aye.
Okay, it's Dex.
Yeah.
We'll do that once. See what we get. 10!
Okay, great. They all have disadvantage for the next turn.
Oh, nice.
All right, and then my
You said
bonus.
this is what, sparkles?
It's psychedelics. It's like from the bejeweled nature of her
Yeah.
jacket kind of explodes in these like amazing multi.
Everyone is bedazzled. Ah.
Exactly. Actually, and also everybody in the sphere, their clothes change color to wacky, goofy colors. As part of the spell in the text. The colors of all creatures and objects you choose change randomly and remain brightly and unnaturally colored for an hour. Anyway. All right, and then as a bonus action, Rosie's going to charge forward at Space Clown E and make an attack. All right, so she's going to... That is for a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That is going to be... 14 plus 6 force damage, 20 force damage.
Oh, nice.
And then she will disengage and return to her spot.
Perfect. Little flowers come up from them.
Adios is going to come next to Space Clown E. And actually, that doesn't make any sense because of psychedelics. All right, Adios is going to stay right where they are. Alrighty. Let's see. Norman is going to. What can you do, Norman? I think you can Sacred Flame. Yeah, so you're gonna Sacred Flame Space Clown D. So that is a dex save.
Nice.
DC something, I'll tell you. Okay, plus 4. Okay, that's the same thing. So DC 16.
It fails!
All right. 10 radiant damage.
Okay, what does that attack look like?
Norman is like I don't have a voice for Norman yet. But Norman, his hand comes up, and then there's like a bzz, 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 and then like copy of their ray gun comes out as Norman has seen it, and then makes it appear, and then shoots him.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love
And that's it. I think that's all of my people.
Very cool. And then if I just start, so I'm going to do them all firing. The tent ships fire around at the ship.
Oh, I forgot there was also ship stuff happening.
Oh. All right, so that gets it up to all 7 hit.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, no one did the defend move this time. So that's 21 d10.
Jesus.
For 144 force damage to your ship.
Out of 150?
Out of 300.
Jesus. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's not great. As and they're at the cannon, so yeah, the cannon now, some of the gilding is very thin. And Perilous, what do you do?
I just watched my cannon take like a direct hit from multiple clown ships.
Yeah.
I'm looking down at myself in what appears to be neon plaid. He's gonna look over at Nayland. What have you done to us?
Just having a little fun. Come on, it's clowns.
Somehow they're more terrifying in the pastels. So Signy Radiance remains. That is my concentration. Of the clowns, of the array of clowns in front of me, which one looks the worst? Or two?
Let's see here. B looks real bad. E looks real bad. And then everyone else is somewhat equally bad.
Got it. Okay. Just gonna call it. We need to protect the ship better. And more specifically, we need to protect my cannon. And Peter is gonna reach out and cut 3 holes in reality and fire little flaming skeletons from them. Aiming the first one at E.
Got it.
For for 14.
That hits.
Oh, all right then. For 15 force damage.
Ooh, nice. They blow up into a balloon and pop.
The hit blows them up into the air as it can move them to 10 feet. So E explodes. The next one, you said B was the other one who was close to.
Yes.
Bravo. Okay. Stefan, I think, should be able to handle. I aim for D down there. Delta.
Got it.
With a 13.
That is their AC.
Oh, whew. Oof. For an 18 force damage.
Okay. They're severely injured.
Bam. Is 10 feet enough space? I knock them 10 feet to the south and blow them off the ship.
Okay, that was D, right?
Delta, yep.
Oop. There's Delta. Okay. Let's see here. Yep. 5, 10. And they just start to float around the gravity plane.
While they're floating in the sky, the thing goes back around and aims right towards them. Oh, for a natural 20.
Nice.
Crit. Okay. Taking 18 force damage and being launched further out away from the ship.
All right. As they launch, they go, "The show's not over!" as they blow up and pop.
Nice. Alright, so I'm here. Oops. Action. Bonus action. Not anything to do. I will move down here to get closer to the cannon. Ooh, right about there. Right about there. And I will end my turn.
Got it.
And then Stefan strikes.
Yes.
He's been hiding his paring knife once more behind his small serving tray. As he lashes out at Clown B, which I also just realized because he is the attack reaction, it's another +2, so he's a +10, the same as my Eldritch Blast, for a 21 to hit.
Very good.
He's got. First one for 8 slashing damage.
All right. The balloon pops. Give me the dex save.
Okay. What is his? Is a +2. Okay. 2 plus 14, 16.
16. That's just half for 6 acid damage.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And then that was his first attack. Yeah, that was his first attack. And then between C and A, which one? I don't think have either of them been touched.
I mean, by radiance, but that's it.
Okay. He will go for Clown C. Do another. That is 18 plus 28.
Very nice. That hits.
And a D10. That's 4. Ugh. 5. The tiny parry knot whips out.
Yeah. Goes to slice our hand, and as the flesh comes off, it turns to an apple. Hey!
And then he pulls up the serving tray as he prepares to defend himself.
Very good. Alistair Ward.
Alistair looks at the one who's coming up the stairs at him, and he just goes, "Oh, pardon me." That was, and is a bonus action, sorcery point to quicken spell, a ray of frost. So a tiny little cold vomit comes out of his mouth this time. And oh, that's just an attack. That is a 24 to hit
That hits.
for 11 cold damage.
Okay. Buh. So they completely freeze over and crack out of the ice. Like, ah!
Nice. Now, as his action, he is going to reach his mind out, put his hands on the ground, and he is going to do the repair action on the ship.
Nice.
So that's 100 hit points back to the ship immediately.
Perfect.
And technically 30 hit points to everybody on it. So if anyone's taken any damage, you can get 30 hit points back. It does mean that the cannon and anything we do would be at disadvantage for the next
Yes,
round.
any firing other weapons is a disadvantage.
Yeah. But at this point, he kind of figures that we need to keep the ship from blowing up. So, and then he'll probably, and then that's him. So then Filbert will roll himself forward between Kelly and this other one, Space Clown G. And he will get up with his short sword to attack, and you'll hear him say, he sounds like he's in the middle of what he was saying to the previous guy he killed. So, you just hear him say, "Don't hit our pilot." So that is these are 2 attacks. That is an 18 and a 21 to hit.
Both hit.
Cool. That is, oh wow. It is 16 piercing damage altogether.
Nice. Very good. As they slice off pieces, and you just see like lettuce sprout from various wounds. He goes, "Stop it!" And we'll go to Kelly.
All right. So the clown G. Let's see here. I'm gonna look at clown G, and I think I'm going to make a decision between two things. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to shoot at clown G.
Good. Let's do it.
21 to hit.
Heck yes. This is your crossbow.
7 piercing. And I will go ahead and shoot again. So 29 to hit.
Yes.
8 piercing. And bonus action, I'm going to have Tamagotchi take a swipe at F. Ugh. That's 11.
Oh, they will quickly jump on top of Tamagotchi and pet them. Oh, come on, boy. You did it.
That's
Anything else? All right. So we will process the attack. There's another thing of ray guns come up.
They should all be at disadvantage.
The ships?
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
Okay.
They couldn't see your sparkles from way out there.
No, a little far. A little far.
All right, not as good. 4 direct hits. As various things of what looks like human cannons roll out, people screaming as they splat against the cannon. This time, doing 57 force damage.
I'm right here. Aim for me.
And now I need to do my sickening radiant save. That's con.
Still DC 17.
Thank you. 21 they all get this time.
Well done. It is also save or suck, so you are completely in the free.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So now they do everything at disadvantage. All right. So again. All right. These 2 clowns are going to try to shock the seagull. Shock the seagull. 17 to hit, seagull.
Too fast. You see, I've studied Aikido.
And a 16.
Ooh, ooh. Swift, like moving water in this fruit tray.
Clown F, while he's petting and riding Tamagotchi, tries to channel some electricity. We'll have disadvantage. For 19.
Yeah, it hits.
That is 14 lightning damage. And then we just have the 2 up top. So we go to shock Filbert. For only a 9.
That will miss.
Then they take their ray gun out. Alistair for an 11.
You know what? The tentacle will come out of his chest and bat it away. Field.
What is Alistair's AC?
His AC is 11.
Jesus.
He's a sorcerer. He literally has no armor, and he has enough dex to get a +1. Actually, no, I think that's a robe of protection that's giving him a +1. So it's the dex. It's the dex.
Yeah. The cravat adds nothing to his AC. That's the...
Right, Nayland.
Okay. Nayland is going to take her 40 feet and try to come over here next to Space Clown C.
Nice. Hopping
She
up in the
gonna-
cannon.
Yeah. And then we'll take out two slashes with her dagger. First is a 29 to hit.
That hits.
Second is a less good 14 to hit.
That hits as well.
Oh, okay. So that's 21 magical piercing.
Very nice.
Now, question. Standing up here on this cannon, can I see up to the deck where Kelly is for a Starlight Step?
Most definitely.
All right, great. So then I will Starlight Step up there. Doop. We gotta start fighting back, and I'm getting ready to man one of these guns on my next round.
Nice.
Let's see. Adios is gonna move on over here to this clown, and just so you know, Adios's reaction will be used to impose disadvantage on Clown F's next attack. And Rosie, let's see. Rosie's just gonna stay where Rosie is and dodge. And Norman is going to do the defend action.
Okay.
So weave defensive magic or whatever
Okay.
around the ship, and all attacks against the ship have disadvantage until the start of Norman's next turn.
Very nice. Perilous.
You can see PW's mood has been falling with every nick of damage against the cannon this whole time, just watching bodies splatter against it, just like pulling out his non-existent hair, trying to stand between him and the cannon and anything coming in. If I'm standing on the cannon, I can see that upper deck, it sounds like, full way.
Yeah.
Okay. Between H and G, which one of those clowns looks worse?
Between H and G, definitely G by leaps and bounds.
Great. I'm gonna sprint from where I am and somersault onto my glorious cannon. Just the back end here, far enough away. And I'm going to shoot at Clown G with my Eldritch Blast. So I rip open a hole and have 300-foot range. And blast out with a... Can't see the 18.
That hits.
For 17 force damage and a 10-foot throw.
Good. So G pops. I'm going to say out of range because you have that 10-foot throw.
Oh.
It doesn't hurt anybody.
Throw it over the side.
Pop.
And then the second one goes flying towards H. For a 28.
Yes.
And 11 force damage and whoop, throw him off the other way.
Okay. So now, does it have to be straight back, or is it any direction you choose?
Any direction.
I think it's one time per round unless you have a feature.
We have to see, because I think pull might be one time. It all depends. I think
if this is repelling blast, it has to be away from you because there's the lance of
10 feet away from you in a straight line.
Okay.
Grasp of Hadar lets you pull towards.
All right. So they're going to be on the other side of Aldrich. Alistair, rather. And they're not looking good.
That works. That's that 2. And then remember, all the ship things take a full action, don't they?
Yes.
Okay. Then PW will. Well, I'll just end my turn right there, and it will be Stefan's turn. So Stefan's going to once more brandish paring knife, and I think it's C who's between the two of us.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll swing for C. It's got 15.
15 hits.
That gives a 10 slashing damage.
Okay. Go ahead and just check. Yeah, that's what I thought. Repelling blast you can do as many times. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it mixed up with the weapon stuff.
Very cool. All right. So was that C you said?
Yeah, the one was strapped between us.
Okay, that was 10. All right, they're gonna pop. So Seagull needs a dex save.
Is it for both of us, or?
Within 5 feet. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's both of us.
Yes.
Alright, is not that great. Plus 2, 16.
Okay, so 16 passes. So that'd be 4 acid.
Okay, and then for me, what do I have? I have plus 3, 17.
Another 4 acid.
There we go. So that was his first. So the second one was a dirty 20, and that would go towards Clown A behind.
Nice.
For 7 slashing. Parry Knight darts out again.
All right. So might be time to pack up the show. And then Alistair.
So for my clarification, big cannon takes 4 actions to fire. Do they have to happen on the same turn? Is it like
Nope. It's just three to load, 1 to fire.
Okay.
So it's kind of like moving cannonball. So
Gotcha.
yeah, theoretically, I'm letting going a little bit because theoretically much of that has to be done by the winch. So the idea is the winch that you see takes the cannonball, grabs it, moves it over. Then people move the cannonball from the winch into the big cannon. So that's kind of the process here, visually.
That works better for me actually because I can get to the winch faster. Okay. So Alistair is going to look at this one that's now right next to him and say, a little bit of space, please. And bonus action telekinetic shove to shove him 5 feet back.
Nice.
So that's a DC 17 strength save. Excellent.
Okay.
Just so that I don't get the opportunity attack. Because
Yeah.
he's now going to run down to the winch, and he will use his action to bank the first action
Nice.
for the cannon. Yeah. Because he heard what Nayland said. We need to start actually firing back at these things. So, and then hopefully, we'll hope this thing is almost dead. Filbert's going to roll right up to here and take 2 attacks against this guy. That is a 21 and a 23 to hit.
Both hit.
That is 15 more piercing damage.
Oof. And they explode. So dex save for Filbert.
Ooh. That is a 24.
Okay, that would take 0 damage because they're Filbert.
They're filled.
It goes, nope. It splashes on Kelly's shoes. Does no damage.
It's the picture that he gets on his back and he's just rolling back and forth like a turtle. Nope.
I love it. And then we go to Kelly.
All right. Kelly is going to use her action to try to steer the ship. And Tamagotchi is going to take a attack at F.
Okay, what action are you using?
The steer action. Isn't that on there? I thought it was. It says you can steer the vessel. Am I looking at the right thing? Under the helm.
This is should be search for the Star Sanctum ship combat reference sheet.
Oh, I've been looking at the wrong thing. All right.
There's expanded actions.
Okay. So I will instead of that. Okay. So we can't return fire yet, but I know we defended, but was that last round, or was that? Is it ready to be?
Currently, I think we are defending.
Okay. All right. Okay. Never mind. I'm going to. I will. Let's see. Where's Kelly? There's Kelly. Okay. So she can not see anything. All right. So she will take the. No. This is okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. But on here, where it says the just so I can move this along, can I use? No. Okay. I will instead use my action to cast. Let's see who's next to me. Which one of you? Filbert. No. Nayland. Close. Can I? It's a touch spell. She's like 10 feet away. Okay. It's hard when you're kind of glued to the seat here. I will cure. No. I will. Sacred. No. There's nothing to attack. Okay. Can I just take a help action? Or
yeah, you can. I would say at this point your span's actually probably 3 here.
Okay.
If you wanted to do something else, but you can definitely. I mean, you can help, but as long as somebody's doing something within 5 feet of you is when they get the help.
Gotcha. Okay. So you said I could do what with span?
So right now you're at 2 span away from the ships.
2 span. Okay, so I can try to move us further away. Is what you were saying?
If you wanted to do any of the other combat actions, ship actions that were closer.
Okay. Cool. I does anybody have a suggestion?
You can definitely add an action probably to loading the cannon if you wanted.
Okay, I'll do that. And then I will Tamagotchi has Clown F on them still.
Yeah.
If I understand correct. So Tamagotchi is going to try to bite at the one on them. For their action, their bonus action.
Gotcha.
And that is a 23.
Got it. That hits.
And that'll do 13 slashing.
Very
There we
good.
go.
That's my turn.
Cool. And keep in mind, from where you are, you see down where those two clowns are as well.
Okay.
You have line of sight. So that was the sort of thing. But the radiance is still up. They make their save. And they both will go, that's all, folks! And shadowy wisps come around them as rising from the deck of the ship there appears to be giant calliopes that they open up and jump inside and vanish.
PW never stopped shouting or shooting at them.
All right, and now they do. Now the ship's guns do have disadvantage on y'all, so let me do that real quick. Yeah. Only one hit. For 13 force damage. And then we're at Nayland.
Okay, so there are these two other weapons up here next to us. Are those usable?
Yeah.
For returning fire?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, Nayland wants to do that.
Very good.
So she'll come up here. Hello? I'm frozen. Hold on, I'm refreshing. But yeah, so Nayland's going to do that on her turn. And first, I'd like to do a bonus action to make a DC 20 intelligence perception check to hopefully make the other ship vulnerable to the damage.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So perception, I am proficient, but I'm doing an intelligence check plus proficiency. Right? Because I'm proficient in perception.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna roll physical dice because digital dice, frick you. Okay. 28.
Very good. Okay, so now they're vulnerable.
Okay, great. And now,
Right. So you see specifically that there's the ropes of the tents that, if severed, will be very damaging.
all right, I cock it and I aim it and brrr. Okay, but I don't actually know how to use the weapons on the ship. What does that mean?
It is a +7
Okay.
to use. I think is what it is.
26.
That will hit. And I think it's on your sheet I gave you. Not. Or it might just be on the link. Here we go. Yes. And so roll 6d10.
Or 30.
30 damage?
Yes. I think it's piercing.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. So yes, that's the. This I did the vulnerable head. You rolled double damage, and you see one of the ropes snap.
Oh my god, and it's still my turn. Okay.
It's
I
all good.
forgot.
Well, I would say for you specifically, because it actually takes like 3 things to do it. I'm assuming you're like utilizing your companions to help you.
Gotcha. Yes.
Do the
Okay.
thing.
All right, beautiful. Including Norman?
Probably Norman can still go. 'Cause you've got
All right,
some-
Norman will defend again.
Okay. Give him the disadvantage. Good. And then we'll go Further to Perilous Weaver.
So cannon has 1 action in it so far. It needs 3 more.
It has 2 actions in it.
2 actions in.
Okay, so it just needs 2 more.
Yep.
PW looks over at Stefan, who's like wiping off his paring knife, tucking it back into his little apron that he's wearing. And they have that bro moment where they both clasp hands and their biceps bulge, and they help together shift a cannonball into the cannon for actions 3 and then 4, as the both of them, with both of their hands together, slap down on the firing button.
Nice. All right, so it's a +6 to hit.
All right, let's go through the maze, and it's 6 plus a 19 for a 25.
Ooh, very good. So I'll go ahead and let you roll 32d10. Ooh.
173.
Nice. So with that, 3 of the tents are destroyed. Opening up a fine avenue.
How many are left now?
4.
Still shaking my fist at space. Come back, the lot of you. That is such, yeah, that would have been bonus action. I don't think I would have had anything. And stuff. Yeah, nope. That is all of our turns.
Got it. Alistair.
Okay. So it takes. So how many turns does it take to do the return fire on the using the ballista?
3.
3. Okay, then I think it's going to make more sense for Filbert and I to do this. I think that Alistair, since you said we're within span like 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that means we can use like our abilities against the ships.
Correct. That means you can actually fire upon the ships normally and do things.
Okay. So what Alistair is up here looking over the edge, and the voices have just, there's so much chaos right now, he's not been able to do his normal breathing exercises, and the voices are very loud. And he just sort of clutches his head, shakes it, does that, blood coming out of his ears, and he's going to cast a shatter.
Ooh.
At 4th level on. He'll cast it on the one that Nayland hit.
Yes.
So that one, that is now, it's a DC 17 con save, but it should be at disadvantage because the ship is a construct.
Yeah, I mean, the first I rolled is a natural 1, so...
Ooh.
Oh!
Excellent.
And it is vulnerable, so you can double those damage die.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm
Because
going to use digital damage for this because that's too many die to roll. So we're going to do... That's going to be 10d8. Oh my god, look at all those ones. I'm going to empower it again. I'm going to re-roll those 3 ones.
Let's go.
So that becomes instead 9, take 3 off. That's 44 plus 9. That is 53 points of thunder damage.
Okay, the one that we're going to nail in. Things come off. It sails away on a giant filing elephant. We'll be back! Destroyed.
Cool. All right. And then Filbert. Filbert's going to run down to next to where Alistair is. And at the moment, since there's still 3 ships, Filbert will do action 1. He'll use the winch to get a cannonball in place.
Let's go. And Kelly. We're
Is
technically at 1 span.
that guy, is he still on Tamagotchi?
All the space clowns have run away.
Oh, they've gone. Okay. All right, so I'm going to kind of be steering the ship away, unless somebody wants us to pursue them. But for now, I'm going to steer it away.
Yeah.
And Tamagotchi will come up.
I'll also do 2 span there. So
All right.
You would hear PW shouting, "Come back here, you damn clouds!"
all right. So now the ship's behind you, which means you cannot use a cannon anymore.
No.
That is the problem with the cannon. But you are 1 span away from the other direction. You got Tamagotchi on the same deck as you now, Kelly. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oops. Nayland.
Well, I mean, so how far away are we?
1 span.
Oh, okay, great. I mean, I'm gonna keep shooting with the ballista.
Yeah.
And I did find the bombard thingy now, so I see how it needs to be crewed by 3 people. Are we saying the companion and are we saying Rosie and Adios can help me do that?
Yeah, because it makes sense to me that they can help load. Just, but I think it makes. I mean, it makes as much sense as them doing what they already do.
All right, beautiful. I will repeat my intelligence perception check. Again. 26.
Very good. Keeping the vulnerability up.
Okay, great. And then to hit, 17.
That hits.
Okay, great. Okay, so 60-10 again? For vulnerability?
Yes.
Okay, great. $31.
Very good. So the 3 tenths left. They are. More ropes are breaking. Well, they found out our weakness.
Nayla's just like doing some really broy, like, woo! Yeah! Okay. And then Norman is gonna defend.
Oh, very nice. Okay, that reminds me. Okay, that's 1 hit. They got in here for 18 force damage. And Perilous.
PW is crouched against the body of the cannon, sighting along its length as it slowly turns and the sky shape changes to no longer being pointed towards the clown ships. It's like, that's the wrong... and PW turns around, realizes he's also being bathed in a unhealthy green glow and snaps his fingers and turns that off. So get rid of... Thank you. Perfect. And then... How far is it from where we are here on this deck to actually get to the upper deck where the ballista? If we're walking it versus, because I do have 30-foot line of sight. So
Yeah.
okay. I will use a bonus action to relocate myself up where the ballista are. Stefan is not as similarly gifted. Stefan will use the stairs.
Yeah, so where Stefan is, he's looking at about 50 feet, I think.
Yeah, so he gets kind of like roughly most of the way there, but not all the way.
Yep. Very
Can he
good.
dash?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a good question. Can psychics dash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then he'll dash, and he'll. So that's how it works out. PW disappears. Fabric of space rips apart. He waltzes out upstairs. Meanwhile, Stefan, you hear from a distance as he's running up the stairs full speed. He gets to the top, like bent over at the waist, visibly sweating. No use at all, Stefan. God, more fruit water, I guess. I'll assist with the ballista. And, PW will spend his action to prepare the ballista.
Okay. Action Ballista and Alistair.
I guess to trying to think of the order. Okay, I think we can maybe both do. Okay, Alistair, I guess we'll move back up. It's gonna get crowded up here, and honestly, I think he's gonna do the that's right, sorcerers. He's going to quicken a 4th level shatter spell and then use his action to help with the ballista. So that's another DC 17 con save at disadvantage. Again,
you
going
loading?
for the one that Nayland.
Are you loading while your tentacle is casting, like out of your chest at the same time?
No, the tentacle is actually doing that. Like, the tentacle is stronger than Alistair. The tentacle is helping, and Alistair is
It's cranking it.
helping. So, what was the save?
Another nat 1.
Wow, 44 thunder damage.
All right, with that, another one. You're down to 2 clown ships. Ships.
And at that point, Filbert will run up, join the party, and he can do the 3rd one to fire the ballista. So should he do the perception check, or does the perception check that Nayland did enough?
Yeah,
For
this
all-
is for all the ships.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah, so the bolt there is a +6 to hit.
6 to hit. Okay. 19?
Indeed. So we'll roll the 6d10.
6 to 10. We're going to do that digitally as well. $22. Piercing
Very
damage.
good. Damaging. Hear the roar of lions and laughter. We'll go to Kelly.
Kelly will turn around the ship to pursue at whatever is remaining, and Tamagotchi will help.
Okay, so now you're rotating the ship so the cannon's pointed? Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, then the ships, the 2 counts, they're each going to flee, taking this, they're going to get to 5 span. Ah! To go. Look at you next time, Gadget. Nayland!
She'll just kind of sit back in that chair and be like, well, that was fun. I mean, are we going to chase him? Should we let him go? I mean, what's the plan?
Alistair is like hanging over the railing with blood coming out of his ears and still a little bit of frozen vomit on his lips. He's not responding to much of anything. It's been a day.
What does Perilous say?
PW is again like leaned against the body of the ballista, sighting down its length as the background starts to shift again. It's like, God damn it! Instead of turning the thing around again, they must pay. He just has that brief moment where he glances down, and you can look down at the cannon, and it's like totally scuffed to shit. It has like dents and dings like all over it now. It is no longer in pristine condition.
I mean, all right, we'll give it one last shot. But at five, it's at disadvantage now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, ballistic weapons don't get disadvantage.
Oh,
or the
beautiful.
siege weapons don't get disadvantage.
You got it. Okay. I will bonus action steady my aim, I guess. Take that right out of a rogue thing. Oh, worse. Oh no, but it's still 18.
That hits, or is this your perception check?
That's the perception check.
Perception check. That will still work.
I think.
All right. Oh no, it's DC 20, isn't it?
DC 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So unfortunately, they're not vulnerable this turn.
Okay. Well, I hit him. It's
Unless you got
over
some
20.
guidance. Is that within range for guidance?
Guidance is an action, guys.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
reaction.
okay. Yeah, of course. I don't think anyone has it anyways.
No. They almost made it a reaction in 2024, but they did not.
The gnome guy has it, but he's all the way down there defending the ship. Okay, so it was over 20 though to hit.
That is, yes.
Okay, so 3d10. 17.
Very good. Tearing more holes.
And defend again, Norman.
Okay. Then Perilous.
How many actions are already into the ballista? Or are we still at 1 span? Are there a 5 span now?
Yeah, 5 span. I don't think any actions are in the current ballista, and there's 1 action in the cannon technically left over.
Couldn't possibly risk my precious girl. Looking down at the kid. Is going to assist with the ballista, as well as having Stefan also assist with the ballista.
All right, so that's 2 into the ballista.
Yeah, so add 2 on there. Too bad he doesn't get action surge.
Alistair.
Now I'm trying to figure out how many resources to. Actually, hold on, because Gilbert can do. Oh, that only works with attack rolls. No, that can still work. Can Filbert do the help action? And then Alistair will do the third action for the ballista.
Got it.
Because Filbert's got like a help thing that lets me add a d6 to the attack roll.
Sounds
So-
good.
It's helping with aim with his like sextant.
Yeah. Actually, just because it didn't happen last time, Alistair will go ahead and do the, what's it, DC 20, you said perception or intelligence check?
I think it's intelligence perception is what it is.
Intelligence
Mhm.
perception. Cool.
Yeah.
Because he's very good at intelligence. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to do that and see if he can get the
Just
roll.
do his calculations as to where they should fire.
Yeah, unfortunately, the blood coming out of the ears and everything, he rolled an 11 for a 15. So he's barely able to get up and fire the thing. Filbert is helping by physically lifting Alistair up onto the ballista and moving his arm into place so that Alistair can grab it and fire it. Okay. That is a 14 hit.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, help action makes that a 19.
That is.
All right, and it's just 3d10.
Yes.
And that is a 19 piercing damage.
Very good. All right, so that is definitely a weakened ship. And however, I would say this, if you guys still, let's see, they're going to do fire. Let me see here. You're going to get rid of that one, but one is going to get away here.
There.
As we're going to go ahead and go to our break and get some rest, Jackie.
Yeah,
Mark
I'll
that
feel
ship for a lifelong vendetta.
Had fun, guys. I did have a lot of fun.
No, wrong one. There it is. Excuse me. Alrighty. So now rocketing once more. Time, dead space. Be a few more days. And you're free from the space clowns. Anything anybody wants to do?
Nayland, do you know where they live by chance? Do they have a place of rest where they relax and pick up their squeaky fucking shoes?
They live in the dark recesses of your mind, Perilous Weaver.
Yeah, it's getting crowded in there.
I was going to say, PW, that given your this particular version used general penchant for chaos and such things, that I would think they would be like kindred spirits to you.
Yeah. And Alan, you do know where their home is.
Shh.
Okay.
Who said that? Who said
Info
it?
Because it is known as clown space.
Oh.
I had to, something like that. We have to put it there.
Alistair, you see, the difference is that I'm enjoyable. I like my chaos. Their chaos is crass and also rather burning in the sensation it evokes, more so than any sort of entertainment.
Please don't take this the wrong way, and I'm afraid you're going to, but
PW stroking the cannon as you speak.
you are more human than you realize, I think. I have heard such similar arguments from so many people.
Yes, but when I'm making it, it's logical.
Of course.
I do agree that the fart noises are a bit far.
I didn't know. I don't know how you all heard anything over the constant chatter. Or is that just me?
Is your tentacle visible at this point, just like driving along to a beat we can't hear? Well, time for repairs, or...
Sorry, what was that, PW?
I was going to say, do we have time for repairs, or...
Well, since Kelly's piloting, I don't mind taking a look at the ship as we go, and I can just go around casting mending.
Indeed.
Yeah, I guess we would take the repair action. PW lovingly like recraft the cannon.
Yeah, I get 100 HP as you take the time here and begin to put different metals and make sure the arcane weaves, because you're going to see, is carefully crafted to propel it and contain incredible explosiveness.
You'll note too that PW has etched in a clown face with an X through it on both the ballistas on the upper deck. It's like 4 of them or 3 of them up there. No, it's like 4 on the big cannon.
He tries to like tattoo it on the back of Alistair's head as well. Or the one that Alistair got down.
You're standing next to it, yeah.
Way.
You just hear a humming thing.
I think while Nayland is sort of doing the fixes and things, Alistair might accompany her. Partly because he's like with so many things, he's fascinated with how the whole thing works. So he's kind of very much a lay observer. But at some point, he'll also ask. Again, my understanding of this is limited, but is it true that this astral space is near a place I read about back in the our castle in the library called the Far Realm? Is that something you're familiar with?
100%. Let me tell you all about it. Matt, this is when you take over.
Character opens mouth. Exposition falls out.
Do you have any specific questions, Alistair, young grasshopper, as I explain to you all of my knowledge?
Whatever it is that is tagging along with me. I have potentially reason to believe that's where it might be from. So I think just perhaps understandably, any information on the denizens, what is found out there. I'm not sure I want to know, but I probably should.
The thing that's tagging along with you, is it with you, or is it like elsewhere and it speaks through you or something?
It's honestly unclear. It does seem to. Well, I do not think it is fully in me. I do not believe that I am housing whatever this is. I believe it is likely too powerful, but it has some. I used to refer to it almost as an infection. Something I have that I obtained, and it's, yes, perhaps actually, as you say, working through me is the better way to put it.
So it's not like if we took a little trip to the Far Realm, we could bring it home?
No, I do not believe so. I don't actually. That's perhaps another second question. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea if I get closer to the Far Realm. If that is indeed where these are from.
Well, just let me gather my thoughts and I'll have all your answers.
Yeah. So
It's mostly
then it goes, actually, the Far Realm. The Far Realm is it connects to wild space like it connects to all realms.
Okay.
In some way. Though it is easier to make a crossing from the Far Realm to wild space and wild space to the Far Realm than, let's say, into another material plane necessarily.
Okay, so it's less of a vague geographic closeness as much as something about wild space simply makes it a little easier to traverse.
Correct. The Far Realm is of a different kind than planes, as it's more connected. It's this other thing.
Okay. Well, that might simply explain why the chatter is a little louder. It just goes through a little more easily.
Now, whether or not I think it's a good idea, if you got closer there, I mean, that place it's not like the plains. It's a different thing entirely. Who knows, you could just unravel into pieces as soon as you get there.
I mean, that makes sense. That's how I found out about it. That's how this all happened. I was trying to understand how it all fit together. And I think that the Far Realm might be the thing that still prevents any kind of understanding I might have about how just all the planes and all these places we've been, how they fit. What is the pattern? I guess I just wanted things to make sense.
Perilous Weaver.
Where are we at? Or where are we guys having this conversation?
Oh, I don't know.
I was definitely nailing around. So.
We're walking.
PW's, I was going to say, PW's head would enter from out of frame, like sticking out of a porthole. Yes, Nayland.
I've heard you and your, other yous talking about a pattern. Is that what you see? The thing that Alistair is trying to study?
The great patterns. Hard to describe. Requires, as I'm sure Alistair can attest to, vision in a dimension you're not used to. Sometimes in a flavor you can't comprehend. For me, the pattern is kind of like the framework. Like the gears in the back. Except the gears have eyes and desires. Lust for human knowledge. Alistair's might be similar.
I don't even know if I know what mine is. I think I was a little lost in where I was at. I think something happened that shook my grasp of the world around me. And I didn't know how to deal with it. So I did what I always do. I sought knowledge and sought it from a place that I perhaps should not have.
I mean, isn't it easier when the knowledge comes and seeks you out? You don't even have to find it. It comes straight to your door.
There's a more positive way to look at it.
Some knowledge is aching to be known.
There is an old saying, if you stare into the abyss too long, it begins to stare back, and mine certainly did.
PW's purple eye emits more purple light.
Growing up in the Astral Sea, it's not really a place so much as a space between. Things don't really live here. And so to live here, I guess it kind of leaves you with this sense that there's nowhere you shouldn't go.
an attitude we've all shared.
I like that. For all that's happened, I have been amazed every moment we've been here. I don't think I ever hid my excitement about the possibility, but I am very glad we have made this trip. Of course, I don't exactly know what lies in store for us on a planet that we cannot land on and then cannot take off from, but our group has a tendency to do things we should not be able to do.
Well, and on the bright side, we'll be the only ones cognizant of our utter failure.
Well, and Alistair's passenger friend.
Oh, that's true. But if you look at the tentacle area where he normally pops up, you can tell no one.
I don't know if the chatter is anything to go by. They do actually tend to jabber on like old ladies at a church.
Well, they have twice as many mouths as they frankly need.
I just had a flash of a sense of too many eyes and too many mouths, and I'm not sure where I know that from.
Yes. So, yeah, because of the nature of these things, Alistair, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great.
no. Flew too close to the sun.
I'm thinking about him too much. Okay.
What do you,
We're not
what
great.
do you mean we can't take out the Ouija board? What's the big deal?
I'm going to use a luck. That's a low roll. I'm going to use a luck point to re-roll that. Before you even tell me if it would.
Yeah.
Or not.
We moved to 2024 here, right?
Yes.
So
Wow.
remember, luck works differently, but go ahead.
Oh, let me check then and make sure I know.
It's fine because I don't want to punish you for just forgetting something, but I'm reminding you because luck gives you advantage these days.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay.
Okay.
We're
So I got you. So next time I need to say that ahead of time
correct.
before I roll. Gotcha. All right. That is good to know. That is different. Yeah, that still didn't do any better. That's going to be a 5.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Yeah, Perilous. I believe that I think one translated 2024, but I don't know if we all translated our deals.
Yeah.
I thought that's what we did.
I've translated nothing. PW would offer you a guidance if you would be willing to accept one. You know, horrible guidance from beyond.
Does guidance work on saving throws? I thought guidance was only on
I think
abilities.
it's ability checks.
Yeah. So no. I'll
'Cause that would
this will be more
blessed.
interesting.
All right. So you're talking about remembering the book, and here this knowledge that seemed to not want you to know it, or your brain couldn't, it was too scared to remember on the material planes. Here a name comes in, and despite your best efforts, escapes your lips. Nauthalgu. And there is this strange skittering sound after it. And a rip and a scream as the space inside is torn. And you see this bulbous husk of an abdomen creature. White, with translucent skin this top that seems to have been stored many, many brains. As it roars with its sharp teeth, its 4 red eyes, and tiny claws around its mouth as well. You seem to have brought this thing here.
Oh.
Here we go. Oh, come on.
Oh, he's cute.
That's just a little guy.
Yeah.
Indeed. Let me get back to. I got adds to the map now.
Oh, no.
Christ.
We'll keep. Anybody else?
Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to foist Alistair's issues on everybody else.
This is worse than the night shrieking.
The fun point where I have to re-reference a sheet because I have to how do I spell that again?
And so you're saying this is coming out of Alistair's stomach?
Yeah. And is now among you.
There's no opportunity to shove it back in.
There we go. Now it's on the map.
So do I take? Does Alistair take damage? Is Alistair just dead?
No. It's just dealing with it's enough punishment.
Okay.
I would say though, due to its name. Well, we'll see. So, let me Kelly. We'll start up a new one. So this comes in. Nealon.
Norman, from where Norman is just like, is that normal for your species? No. Okay, I'm gonna hit it, right? Oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna stab it. Twice. Well, one of those is a natural 1, but the other one is a 22.
Ooh, the 22 hits.
Great. That is 11 magical piercing.
Nice.
All right. And, there's Rosie. Rosie will, take a run and a jump. Hello? 12 to hit.
12 does not hit. It bounces off the carapace.
Alrighty, Rosie is gonna disengage and run backwards. And let's see. Adios is gonna take the dodge action, but move next to it right there. And then Norman, what the hell? Oh, Norman, there's only 3 of us now. Norman's gonna bless us. Alistair, Naylin, PW. That's it.
Very nice. Perilous Weaver.
Alistair, could you please kindly request your god re-enter your abdomen?
Give me a moment. I'm getting to it. Give me a moment.
Also, how glad are you that the portal for transportation was just on your abdomen?
Just kill it already.
We're staring at okay. The portal, does it look like the portal? So the portal is open. Does it look like there are more things on the other side of the portal? Or is it like
It is
dark
closed
connections?
currently. It was.
Okay, it did. Okay. Then I will shift to aim at the at Alistair's boss. and fire 2 Eldritch Blasts that I hope work, because that kind of feels rude, but that's a 17 on the first one.
That hits.
Okay. 17 force damage, and they're shoved 10 feet away in a straight line off towards the back of the ship. And the second one comes out for another 17.
That hits.
Oh, there's gonna be like another 17. No, it's 9 force damage that time.
Nice.
A total 26 force. And then Stefan, is he off the ship fully, or is he floating?
Now on the gravity plane.
Gotcha. So tore open 2 holes, 2 blasts came out, hit him, knocked him up into the air. As he's floating out there, is he within about how far away has he gotten?
So on the gravity plane, we'll say, I think it's about 50 feet.
Okay, 50 feet. So Stefan is going to reach down for his paring knife initially, and then reconsider and open another little pouch that looks like it holds a thermometer, but he opens it. It's a tiny hand crossbow that he assembles, put it together. Has a gold leaf on the side of it, and it also is engraved, and it says Stefan on the side. Loads in a bolt, and he shoots, and he also has a 10. Ooh, for a 27.
Oh, nice.
But it's only like a short bow, so 2 plus 4 for 6 piercing damage.
Nice.
One little
whole
one little-
energy is like Lego Batman specifically. If that means anything to you, specifically the Lego Batman.
That's fair. He's very much in that vein. That is his vibe. You'll see a tiny monogrammed bolt hit the god from distance. Do you, if they normally have 2 attacks, that accounts to ranged as well, right? Or is it just melee?
Yeah, usually melee, because it's the action economy is weird with the other.
Gotcha. Okay. So he fires his 1 monogram bolt and then spends the rest of his turn pulling out another one and slowly, carefully loading it in.
Nice. And Alistair.
Alistair acknowledges what PW said. Because this is the first chance I've had to punch this fucking thing in the face. And I didn't know, because you had said that we were traveling. So was this a long rest or not?
No. You guys were
Okay.
just sort of talking and doing
Gotcha. No worries. My hit points were at full anyways. I will quickly take those spell slots away again.
Okay.
My bad. And take that. Yeah, okay. But I still have a slot to do this. He is going to stare at this thing and say something under his breath like, you want to fuck with me, that's fine, but you do not mess with them. And he's going to put his hand forward. He's going to cast Big B's hand right next to it. I'm assuming I can cast that on this gravity plane.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to cast a Big B's hand right next to it, and he's going to try to grapple it. And, is that all? Can I do that all as one action, or does that... Yes, when you cast a spell. Okay, so bonus action first, he's angry enough, he initiates his innate sorcery. So his spell DCs are higher. Cast Big B's hand. So it has to make a strength saving throw DC 18.
3.
Nice. It is grapple. Sorry, it was grasping hand. Sorry, that should have been a dexterity saving throw, but I'm assuming it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. Just got a 0.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so it's grappled,
Got it.
basically. Now. And since I use my bonus action, that's all it does this turn is grapple it. And then Filbert will also pull out his short bow. Filbert will pull out his short bow, and as he's pulling it out, he'll just turn to Alistair and go, "What the fuck is that?" And we'll shoot it with his short bow for a 18 to hit
Oh, that hits.
for 10 piercing damage.
Nice.
Non-magical. I'm not sure if that matters.
Okay, it is bloodied.
Wow.
You suddenly get that. I think Alice says you're doing this thing. This is like a creature. This is not the things that whisper,
Oh, okay.
but this is maybe something from that you might have known about, or from this place you know as the Far Realm.
Okay.
You brought out.
Okay. He figures that out after.
Yeah, as all these things,
Says all that,
you're,
like,
you're
he's
realizing how this, like,
starting
this
to-
isn't
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Something's
pretty quick. Yeah.
different. Okay, so they are grappled. So their power is limited. They, I guess, will try to get out of this. So
Just let me quickly check what all that is. Too many menus I have to keep going back and forth on. Okay. So. Yeah, an escape DC equal to the spell. Yeah, I just grappled. So it's, I guess, normal grappling.
all
roll.
right, so 18.
Then meets the DC. So
Very cool. All right, then with that, uses its movement and begins to crawl up the ship.
Ugh.
Useful, and I guess we'll get right back up. Oh, honestly, actually, it's gonna more come. Yeah, it's gonna get kind of into these corridors where there's not direct lines of sight, kind of in through the windows and such things. So right now it has full cover. We'll go to Nayland.
All right. Let's see. Am I acrobatic? Kinda. Can I just kind of shortcut this a little by jumping down the middle here to get to this level?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have to do?
10 feet, you can do that.
All
I'd
right.
say just give me acrobatics for whether you land prone or not.
Sure. 13.
13, I'd say with your expertise, certainly land down.
All right. And then I will continue moving, trying to go where I saw it crawl in from looking over the side. And I'm pretty sure it's just, whoa, you're moving a bit. These steps, right?
Yeah, you have to go down further steps and then.
Okay, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20. And I have 40 feet of movement. So I'll go down the steps. And then I come here.
Yep.
All right. Can I see them?
They're in a room.
Oh, all right.
So it's kind of, so you'd have to, you could probably see that from where you saw them crawl in, and you'd have to kind of, you'd have to go through that door.
Alrighty. How many feet was through the steps?
Like 20.
All right. Okay, so then that's my full movement. All right. So then I will wait here and hum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-dum-dum. Let's see. Unsure where it's gonna go. Rosie's just gonna move, take the dodge action, wait on this level. Adios is gonna do the same, starting down the steps. And Norman, what are you gonna do? I think Norman's gonna use an action to attempt to hide.
Let's go. And Owen's like, I'm going to. Nope.
Yeah, I'm
Then-
concentrating on
Gonna hide.
this. And,
He's not going to hide in the cannon, is he?
let's see, what's his
Same thought.
intelligence? Okay. And oh wait, I'm on the wrong thingy. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, that's a 12.
Right. Then PW.
So from this upper deck, how far down can I see? Because I know we got up here when we were down from the cannon before. Like if I had my version of the 30-foot face step, could I just go down to the cannon level, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Peter will peek over the side, tear a hole, and walk through. Like this far down is visible, or can I get closer to?
Specifically,
It's hard to tell.
yeah. Yeah, that you can see that space.
The thingy that loads the cannons? What's that called?
Winch?
The winch.
The winch is above the edge of the cannon, and the black dots line up together.
Correct.
If that helps you.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And then I will run towards the back here. I believe I only have 30 feet. So I can get there. Is it straight back through this, or does it go around the side through this door?
Be the sides of the door.
Okay. Yeah, I think right there. I'll be on the other side of the door.
Yes.
Do we hear anything, or have?
Oh yeah, you can hear this thing. Ah! Like it's not.
Oh, okay, great. That's my 30 feet movement. Actually, can I shoot through the door, or is it free object interaction to open the door?
Yeah, you can open the door and fire.
Gotcha.
To
Opening the door.
disadvantage, but you would be in melee unless you have a
Fair.
feat.
Look, I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have a feat for that. So disadvantage for ranged. What's on the exact opposite side of it? So if I 10 feet it, I'd.
You just
We'll
be
go
pushing
for
it
a
back
wall.
with 5. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a wall.
Okay, go. And I will disadvantage. Let's see. The worst is a 24.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. Oh, 18 force damage and a 10-foot shove.
Nice.
And then the second blast, also a disadvantage.
Nope.
Oh, is it just one? Or
Well, because the first blast puts it back 10 feet, so you don't have, or the 5 feet at least, so you don't have
oh,
to.
that's right. Good call. Then the better one, which was a 17.
There we go. Those hits.
10 force.
Nice.
And another pushy push up against the wall. Or it already is. I will hear, and then that was the entirety of my movement. And
Now legs and parts of it blasted off. It's screaming.
Oh.
You can see brains falling out.
we might want to save those for later. Alistair might know some of them.
Alistair.
So Alistair calms down a bit as he puts a few things together. Still very much feeling like, okay, this was my fault for thinking about this too much here. He is going to, I imagine, he literally clicks the heels together on his winged boots to use a magic action to give himself the flight speed. He's going to go right off the back edge down to where he saw the thing go into the window
Nice.
so that he has line of sight. And then he bonus actions, brings the Bigby hand right into the room with it to just punch it.
Nice.
Which I believe, I'm just going to double check, is just an attack roll from me.
Should be.
Yep.
Hope you spell
Melee
attack.
spell attack. Yep. And we're blessed, right? So,
Mhm.
Indeed.
cool. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. And that is a decent amount of damage if I remember. Yeah, that's, I guess it's a 5th level spell, but that's 5d8 force damage. 23 force damage.
How do you want to kill it, Alistair?
It just comes up and just smashes it like a bug
Nice.
as Alistair is floating outside the window watching.
Oh man. Now it's now flat, and you feel the kind of tension in your stomach relax while it was painful. Whatever weird connection you had to that place is, well, calmer than it was.
Nice if it was caramel. He will, because they're both down there, he'll fly into the window because he sees PW. Actually, he doesn't know where Naylin is. So I think she's around the corner. But he'll sort of see PW and look around and say, Naylin? Call to her.
Alistair, I just boarded up that window.
He just sort of, I'm very, very sorry. I think it's best that I not speak about that sort of thing while we're here. That was not, he'll turn to PW and say, that was not actually whatever it is that usually helps us. That was something else that used me as a doorway.
Well, that's good, because it was very rude and weak, actually. And also, you've covered me with brains!
Again, I would think that would fit your aesthetic, but...
I just prestidigitated this robe earlier today.
In all seriousness, I am sorry. I will be more careful. I guess that's that. It's easier for things to cross over here.
You know, next time, Naylin or I could try to dive in and, give them what for. Or at least impose a toll.
We'll take it under advisement.
Alistair, I don't want you to start getting weirdly emotional about this, alright? I mean, we've traveled together for some time. Things happen, and we take care of it.
The last thing I want to be is a danger to those around me.
Yes, but all of us are dangerous to all of us around us all the time. You've died at least 5 times, Alistair. 7, I think. Maybe 13, 15. I don't know. A lot. We've all died a lot. That's one of our charms, really, is how dangerous we are to others and sometimes ourselves. This is really just proof of your competence, if anything.
Suppose. But
I kind of agree. I've never really understood that. I mean, caring about anybody.
sorry, say that last bit again.
Caring about anybody is a liability. You take that on when you care about somebody. We're not bothered by this, Alistair. I just want you to know.
Thank you.
Just maybe next time aim him at the clown ship when you pop him out.
I will try. He will look at Naylin when she says the thing about caring about someone as a liability. That seems to trigger something almost, like a flash of memory almost, and he says, I suppose that is right. I think that's why I pushed her away. But I promise you I will not. For any of you. You are right. We are in this together and we're all... Still, I think it best if I refrain from thinking too much about the things over there while we are in this place. Just for the sake of less inconvenience.
I do have questions about some of your words over there. I want to know who she is, and I want to know what you're talking about, but you're right. We'll table it for now. We've had too many revelations all at once.
You are right, PW. The clowns put up much more of a fight than that thing. I can't help but feel we may have gotten a little lucky. I don't think it ever had a chance to actually do anything, and that was probably for the best.
Likely was, other than ruin my robe, but if we're gonna get a head start on assaulting Free Thought, clunk clunk, PW's gonna knock the whiskey barrel that he's sitting on top of. We have ample means to assault all Free Thought in our nearest vicinity.
What did PW do?
I was knocking on one of the barrels of whiskey.
Oh, nice.
Got when we turned alcohol back on. So.
Does the alcohol affect you, PW?
No, I was thinking about it for you, trying to avoid thoughts. This is one of the most powerful solutions to avoid thought that man has ever created.
I will admit, he points to the barrel. I don't need nearly that much.
Maybe the need will increase as we get closer. Always good to be prepared.
I do think maybe I'll try and give Kelly a break. See if we might get to this planet sometime soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, PW.
All right. It switches and you sit in the helm, Naylin. You become aware of all types of space once more. Has Naylin ever sat in a helm?
Yes. And I do think, cause it works differently in this type of shipping, but I do think as she sits down, she kind of has just this feeling of being in control of a ship again and being connected. And at one time, she captained one, and the seat's kind of funny, but something about it feels like home.
And your consciousness spreads over every board and deck of the ship. You can place your senses anywhere, hear anything, so you feel the pulse and turns of the ship. You can be next to PW as he shines the cannon and aware of everything, and also traversing a dead space. You are become more aware of this odd place that you're headed. Doesn't make any sense. You start to realize why the ship won't function, as it seems to be like the opposite of what wild space is, how ships run. And nearby, there's another type of space that the current trajectory is going to go around. That you just sort of note, called rose space.
Okay.
Definitely hear PW whispering to the cannon.
I thought you were going to say what he whispers. Just wait for it.
You
Did
use
first.
your imagination.
Only Nayland can hear.
All right, anything else?
I'll just ask. Do I know about Rose Space?
I don't know about this, Nayland.
She has but Planescape confused things. She was originally written as like at one time having been in the Order of the Blue Rose.
Okay.
But like, are these people real? I don't know. Would her idea of the Order of the Blue Rose be the same as what's
Sure.
here? Because she's not the Prime and the Crystal, you know what I mean?
Sure. I think then you might go notice, and the ability of sitting in the helm gives you a little bit of view, I'd say. And you can get the name of some of the worlds that are here. One is called Azuralis. Known as the Blue Rose of Hope. Sundorn, the Yellow Rose of Hopelessness. Cremoria, the Red Rose of Passion. Albaeth, the White Rose of Memory. Vendralis, the Lavender Rose of Mystery. And Noctulith, the Black Rose of Death.
How'd you forget about Noctulith?
That's
And then
so
they all
many roses.
they all rotate around the Rose Throne star. A pulsar that radiates golden light. So you can imagine, if you, that's information, but you see it as this rotating system of worlds. Off. And even the shape the space makes is that of blooming rose petals.
I think just being so connected to the chair and the environment, I think she gets a little weirdly emotional. Doesn't really know why. Wipes her nose. Continues forward.
Yeah.
Can any of us hear that with the connectivity, or
Or do we
If
see
you were
the
up
police
near
go
her,
by?
but I mean,
Okay.
she. Well, yeah, you can communicate with anybody in the ship.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that is a question. In her emotion, does that get broadcast?
I'm gonna roll a die. No.
Okay.
Mic discipline.
Just clicked the mute on the mic before. It's like, nope, we don't have to broadcast that.
Okay. In that, as you pass on, you become aware. So you could all have like long rests in this time period. As shaking, you've navigated the ship close to this wild magic place. Even not fully in it, you can feel the helm beginning to malfunction. The engines of the ship not working. And you're slowing down. And realizing that you're also falling more towards the swirling area within the Astral Sea. And then you see something else falling with you. Given the speed you entered here, you're essentially catching up to it. It's ivory towers upon floating islands. Rope bridges connect the islands. You can sense the power of an atmosphere, much like what your ship generates around it. You can see here there's many people on it in what Alistair recognizes as academic robes. A type of floating college, maybe. And that's what we're in for tonight.
Oh.
And we'll take it next week.